HAYREDDIN Barbarossa, the great warrior of the Mediterranean Sea. The West dubbed him the pirate because he killed off Western ships that massacred Muslims. This is the story of the most famous Ottoman Khilafah admiral, HAYREDDIN Barbarossa. Europe, or the European Crusaders, called him piracy. The scariest and cruelest pirate in the Mediterranean Sea. However, for Muslims, especially Muslim traders and ship owners, he was a great hero. Especially for the Muslims from Andalusia, who were being massacred and expelled from their homeland, in what is now Spain and Portugal. HAYREDDIN Barbarossa or HAYREDDIN Pasha or Hayzer Reis, was born on the island of Lesbos or Mytilene. The island, which is located very close to mainland Turkey, precisely across the west coast of Anatolia, has been controlled by the Turks since 1462, from the hands of the Gattilusio family from Genoa, Italy. But, since 1912, the island was taken over by Greece, as a result of the Ottoman Turks losing the Balkan War against 4 Balkan countries, and also losing in First World War. Barbarossa was the third son of Yakup Aga, an Ottoman soldier. His mother was Katerina, a Greek from the island of Lesbos who converted to Islam. Jacob and Katerina had 6 children, 4 sons and 2 daughters. His 4 sons were Ishak, Oruç, Khizr, and Ilyas. Yakup Aga took part in the Ottoman conquest of the island of Lesbos in 1462. He got the land of the village of Banova on the island as a gift from the Ottoman Sultan. He was also a fine potter, and bought boats to sell his products. His 4 sons help his father's business. The 4 sons of Yakub became sailors, active in international sea trade. Oruç Reis was the first in this family to be involved in sea trade, then Ilyas. Khizr also followed in the footsteps of his 2 brothers after having his own ship. They were ordinary sailors, trading to many places with their ships. But then they turn into warriors at sea because their ships are often disturbed by pirates of the Knights Hospitaller, Knight of St. John, based on Rhodes Island. Oruç Reis, the older brother of Hayzer Reis, was a successful sailor and merchant. He is able to speak Italian, Spanish, French, Greek and Arabic. However, on returning from Tripoli, Lebanon, with his younger brother, Ilyas, they were attacked by the Crusaders of St. John's Cross. Ilyas dies, and Oruç is injured. Their father's ship was captured. Oruç was detained in Bodrum for almost 3 years. After finding out where his brother was being held, Hayzer Reis goes to Bodrum and manages to help Oruç escape. Oruç then went to Antalya, Anatolia, where he was given 18 ships by Prince Korkut, the governor of Antalya who was also the son of Sultan Bayezid II. The Ottoman assigned Oruç to fight the Knights of St. John or Knight Hospitaller, who had damaged the Ottoman shipping and trading fleet. The combined Oruç and Ottoman troops then attacked the port city of Apulia, in southern Italy, which annoyed the Ottomans. Oruç and Khizr managed to capture a Sicilian warship at Lipari, containing 380 soldiers and 60 Spanish knights from Aragon, which was on its way from Spain to Naples. Aragon, Spain, is famous for the massacre against the Muslims of Andalusia, along with the country of Leon and Castile. Oruç and Khizr's reputation in the Islamic world grew stronger, after they rescued many Andalusian Muslims, who were being chased by Christian troops from Leon Castile, Spain, between 1504 and 1510. They transported the refugees back and forth to safer North Africa. Because of his efforts he later got the title Baba Oruç or Father of Oruç, and then Barbarossa, Red Beard. In 1510, 3 brothers, Oruç, Khizr and Ishak, invaded Capo Passero in Sicily, and repulsed Spanish attacks on towns on the northern coast of Algeria. In August 1511, they invaded the area around Reggio Calabria in southern Italy, where its rulers had massacred Muslims there. In August 1512, in the war against the Spanish who had reoccupied the Béjaïa region in Algeria, Oruç lost his left arm. This incident earned him the nickname Gümüş Kol or the Silver Arm in Turkish, because he wore a prosthetic silver arm as a replacement for his missing arm. Oruç Barbarossa and his brothers repeatedly raided the coast of Spain sporadically, as well as to avenge the barbaric actions of Spanish Catholic rulers and religious leaders, who massacred Andalusian Muslims. In 1516, the three brothers managed to seize Gijel and Algiers, Algiers, and the surrounding areas from the Spanish. The Spanish troops there then sought refuge on the island of Penn, and asked for reinforcements from the King of Spain Charles V, and the Holy Roman Emperor. But the reinforcements failed to expel the three brothers from Algiers. Seeing the increasingly serious and increasingly fierce Spanish attacks on them in Algeria, Orik Reis offered himself to the Ottoman Sultan, Selim I, to merge his territory in North Africa to the Ottoman Empire. He relinquished the title of Sultan of Algiers, and in 1517 made Algeria an Ottoman province. Sultan Selim I appointed Orik as the Ottoman governor of Algeria, and promised to support Orik with all the power of the Ottomans. In the same year, Spain, which was continuously defeated by the Barbarossa brothers, ordered Abu Zayn of the Bani Zayn, his Bedouin ally, to attack Orik Reis by land. Abu Zayn is the ruler of Tlemcen and Oran, Algeria. But Orik knew the plan. He then attacked the city of Tlemcen first. Orik managed to capture the city, and executed Abu Zayn. The only survivor of the Abu Zayn dynasty was Sheikh Mohammed, who fled to Oran and asked for Spanish help. Spain finally lost patience. In May 1518, Emperor Charles V arrived in Oran, northern Algeria, leading 10,000 Spanish troops to destroy the Barbarossa brothers. He was reinforced by thousands of paid Bedouin led by Sheikh Mohammed. They used the land route to Tlemcen. Orik and Ishaq waited with 1,500 Ottoman Turkish soldiers, and 5,000 Muslim Bedouin Maghreb soldiers. They fought desperately to defend Tlemcen for 20 days. Orik Barbarossa and his brother, Ishaq, died as martyrs in that unequal battle. Algiers becomes full part of the Ottoman Caliphate. After the death of his brother, Khizr or Hayreddin felt his position was very threatened. Crusaders from all over Europe, especially Spain, were after his life. Hayreddin contacted the Turkish Sultan, Selim I, offering his loyalty to him. He also received great assistance in 1519, Janissary troops, ships and cannons. With new strength, troops and a fleet of Turkish ships sent by Sultan Selim I, Barbarossa managed to recapture Tlemcen in December 1518. He then continued his mission to save Muslims from Andalusia to North Africa. His actions made more Muslims support him, especially Muslims from Andalusia, who were expelled from the land where they have lived for centuries. Barbarossa and his new army did not stop moving. In 1519, he managed to defeat the Spanish-Italian coalition forces who tried to recapture Algeria, in a fierce sea battle. In the same year, Hayreddin Barbarossa continued to ravage the coasts of Spain and Italy, inflicting heavy losses on the two Catholic countries who had massacred many Muslims in both regions. In late 1522, he sent his fleet of warships under the command of Kurtoglu, to assist the Ottoman conquest of Rhodes, to expel the Knights Hospitaller and St. John pirates from the island. In August 1529, his fleet again helped some 70,000 Andalusian Muslims cross the Strait of Gibraltar to safety in North Africa. Was Hayreddin Barbarossa really a pirate? Was the man whose real name was Khizr Reis a bad person in the past? No. Contrary to information spread by Western sources, Hayreddin and his brothers were not like pirates, who plundered and robbed in order to gain wealth. Instead, they were Muslim fighters at sea, who tracked and destroyed ships from countries hostile to Islam and Muslims, and often robbed Muslim merchant ships and killed their crews. On the ships of Barbarossa's troops there were no black flags, with skulls that were a common symbol of pirate ships. In fact, the flags on their ships were green, with calligraphy of the prayer, Nashrun Manala wa Fathun Karib wa Basisirul Muminian, help is from Allah, and victory is near. And give good news to the believers. There is also the phrase, Ya Muhammad, the four names of the caliphs, Abu Bakr, Umar, Usman and Ali, and the sword of Zulfiqar. Hayreddin Barbarossa was a brave and knowledgeable commander. He spent his life at sea, and in the vast coastal areas of the Mediterranean. He was able to speak many languages used in the Mediterranean, like Greek, Arabic, Spanish, Italian, French and Turkish, very well. The Ottoman Empire itself already had a vast land area in southern Europe, throughout the Balkans. And the next goal was to control the vast ocean, in this case the Mediterranean Sea. The Ottomans had long wanted to continue their conquest against Spain, the largest and strongest country in Europe, which could only be done by sea, because the distance between Turkey and Spain was quite far. With the joining of Barbarossa, the ambition of Suleiman the Magnificent, who succeeded his father, Sultan Selim I, to control the Mediterranean Sea became open. Sultan Suleiman al-Kanuni appointed Barbarossa as Grand Admiral, or Kapitan-i Derya, of the Ottoman Navy and Chief Governor of North Africa. Barbarossa was also given the command of the provinces of Rhodes, Euboea, and Chios in the Aegean Sea. Of course, Barbarossa's joining the Ottomans greatly worried the Catholic countries of Europe, especially the King of Spain, Aragon and Castile, Charles V. Because, struggling against Christians at sea for decades has made Barbarossa knew the Mediterranean Sea like the back of his hand. So, they decided that the Ottoman advance had to be stopped immediately. Pope Paul III, at the urging of the Republic of Venice, formed the Holy League in 1538. The Holy League was an alliance of Christian countries, consisting of the Papal States, the Republic of Venice, the Knights of Malta, Spain, and the rulers of Naples and Sicily. To face the Ottoman and Barbarossa fleets of around 120 ships, the Holy League managed to deploy a fleet of 302 ships in September 1538, near Corfu. This fleet was called the Holy League Fleet, as its commander-in-chief was Admiral Andrea Doria from Genoa, Italy, who was the strongest naval commander of King Charles V of Spain. The two fleets met on September 28, 1538 in the very dramatic Battle of Preveza. And although initially in a desperate situation and almost defeated, with the help of Allah Barbarossa finally managed to defeat the Christian alliance whose fleet was much larger. The story of the Battle of Preveza can be seen in the video entitled The Battle of Preveza on this Islam in History channel. Hayreddin Barbarossa decided to retire in 1545, and died a year later. His body was buried in Istanbul. Near his tomb, a mosque and a madrasa were built. Until now, the tomb still looks well maintained, and is proof of Hayreddin's heroism during his heyday. For those of you who like to read Asterix comics and have watched the movie Pirates of the Caribbean, you will certainly remember the character of Barbarossa, who is depicted as an evil pirate. Since the Middle Ages, various European and American fictional works have used the name Barbarossa to name the character of a villain, especially a fierce pirate. The negative image of Barbarossa continues to be propagated until now. In fact, Barbarossa did not have that character. There is no smoke without fire. The habit of Western fiction writers certainly has a reason, namely a great sense of shame because the glory of centuries of European Christian sailors in the Mediterranean Sea was successfully destroyed by Barbarossa. So, they created fiction full of slander to destroy Barbarossa's name and character.